So colloidal solution. The name colloid given by Thomas Graham. He divided this. One is the clear solution. Clear solution. There is a mixture. Mixture of two or more components is a solution. Now I am not using that homogeneous mixture of two or more components because I am discussing here colloids. So mixture of two or more components. These two or more components, opaque mixture based on this clarity, nothing but glue-like mixture we are getting or very clear mixture we are getting based on this two types of solutions. That is the colloids and crystalloids. First divided like two types only, colloids and crystalloids. Crystalloids means clear solution we are getting. If one component is added to another compound, after that solubility dissolving, then we are getting clear solution. If the solution is clear solution, that is a crystalloid. If opaque glue-like substance, colloid meaning is a glue-like. If glue-like substance we are getting, that solution is a colloidal solution. So initially divided based on clarity only, clear solution we are getting or opaque solution we are getting. Clear we are getting, that is the true solution, nothing but crystalloid. Opaque we are getting, that is the colloid. But later, based on size of the solute particle. So what is the solution? Mixture of two or more components. One component, if two components only we are taking, that mixture is called. Anyhow in solution set second line, that only you learned. If two components only we are taking, then that mixture is called binary solution. In binary solution, one component in less quantity we are taking, another component in a more quantity we are taking. The component in less quantity is called solute. The component in more quantity, that is a solvent. Okay. Now based on the size of the solute particle, not based on the quantity of solute and solvent, based on size of the solute particle. Solutions are divided into three types. So what are the three types of solutions? Now first one is the classification of solutions. Okay. Second one is the classification of colloidal solutions. So in this colloids, first we are going to learn classification. What are the different types? Okay. Like solids, different types learned, no? Like that. In adsorption also, different types learned. Two types of adsorption, physical adsorption, chemical adsorption. Like that here, what are the different types of solutions? Different types of colloidal solutions. So what are the different types of solution? This classification based on size of the solute particle. Based on size of solute particle. True solution, colloidal solution and suspension. True solution, colloidal solution, suspension. This is the based on size of the solute particle. If solute particle size is less than 1 nanometer, if the solute particle size is less than 1 nanometer, then that solution is a true solution. If it is 1 nanometer to 100 nanometer, in some materials they are giving like 1000 nanometers, 1 nanometer to 100 nanometers, then that's nothing but how many angstroms? 1 nanometer to 100 nanometers given. 10 angstroms to 1000 angstroms. Yes or no? In angstroms given or centimeters given or meters given, you convert. So 1 nanometer to 100 nanometers, if the solute particle size is there, then that solution is a colloidal solution. If it is greater than 100 nanometers, then that is a suspension. So based on size of solute particle, in question just the solute particle size is 200 nanometer. This solution we can separate by filtration or not, like that. Nothing but characteristics they will ask. So first we have to decide the given solution is a true solution or colloidal solution or suspension. 200 nanometer given, nothing but the given is a suspension. So what are the characteristics of suspensions? That is the correct statement. Okay, that option we should mark. So anyhow, based on size of solute particle, three types of solutions: true solution, colloidal solution and a suspension. Here particle size is less than 1, very small size. That's why here we are getting clear solution, clear solution. And here like opaque or turbidity, translucent, turbidity, nothing but there is a opaque solution. Okay. So turbid solution, opaque solution, here we are getting clear solution. In those two we are not getting clear solution because here solute particle size is very small. Because of very small particle size, we can't say this is a solute, this is a solvent, nothing but not 2-3 phases. Appears like single phase. It appears like single phase means there is a homogeneous mixture or heterogeneous mixture. That is only in solutions. A homogeneous mixture for more components is called solutions. Nothing but there you are only true solutions. So now it is a homogeneous mixture. Nothing but it appears like a single phase. We can't say here only salt is present, here salt is not present. In one glass water taken, in that to that salt added. So any salt we can add, for example table salt added. After stirring, that salt dissolves in that. Then it appears like a clear. For example, Tata Salt advertisement, which is a Tata Salt, 2 glasses, very clear solution where it is a, that is Tata Salt advertisement, observe no. So here very clear solution we are getting. We can't say here solute particle, here solvent particle. Then it is a homogeneous mixture that appears like single phase. But 2 different phases we are getting, 2-3 phases. Then that is a only we are adding solute and solvent, 2 components, nothing but 2 different phases. Then that is a heterogeneous mixture. Direct we can't say, but by using ultra microscope we can observe the solute particles. Then it is a heterogeneous mixture. It is also heterogeneous mixture. So true solution is a homogeneous mixture and colloidal solution and suspension is a heterogeneous mixture. For example, sand added to water, then sand settles down. We can say here it is a sand particle, here it is a water. We can say nothing but 2 different phases we are getting. Nothing but that is a heterogeneous mixture. That is heterogeneous mixture. Blood given. We can say here blood RBC particles are present, here water particles are present. We can't say, but under ultra microscope we can observe the blood cells. Nothing but that is a heterogeneous mixture. That is a opaque heterogeneous mixture. It is a homogeneous mixture. So true solution is homogeneous mixture and colloidal solution and suspension are heterogeneous mixture. Now we can separate this solute and solvent. We can separate or not. Salt is added to water by using normal methods, nothing but filtration, salt dissolve in water. Then we can separate the salt from water using normal simple methods. We can't separate. So separation of solute and solvent possible or not? No, we cannot separate. We cannot separate. But here, for example, milk, in that fat is present. That fat is separated by using centrifugation process. In test tube we have to take, if it is stirred, then total fat settles down. How much fat is present? The percentage of fat is calculated by using the centrifugation process only. Nothing but to separate the fat from that milk, we are using centrifugation process. So solute we can separate or not? So here how to separate means by centrifugation. By centrifugation process we can separate. So in that link, description box, one link given, there complete this notes. That notes once again I am telling, this notes entrance, synopsis notes, not like full sentence. If you listen this class properly, then only you can understand that notes. Because I given just centrifugation. What is this? For what we used here? For what we are using? To separate the solute and solvent. We can separate or not. If you listen this class, then you can understand what I written there. Okay. So centrifugation process, very short points, condensed notes given. So to understand that, definitely you should listen carefully this one. So here we cannot separate using any process. There we can separate by using centrifugation process. There sand is added to water. Sand is added to water. Nothing but settles down. Sand added to water. We can separate by filter paper. We can separate or not? Using ultra filter paper. Ultra filter paper. We can separate or not? We can separate. And so for settlement of the particles, centrifugation required, sand is added to water. Under gravity that settles down. Nothing but here under gravity settles. Here to settles that we are using centrifugation. There we can separate. Nothing but there is the ultrafiltration. So using ultrafiltration process we can separate solute and solvent. There using a filter paper also we can separate, or using ultrafilter paper we can separate. And how this settles means just under gravity the particle settles down. Here we cannot separate using filter paper, ultrafilter paper, and centrifugation. Anyone use the solute particles not settles down. So this one not settles down. So we cannot separate. Okay. Here we can separate by ultrafiltration and settles down during centrifugation process. Here using filter paper we can separate, or ultrafilter paper also we can separate, and under gravity only the solute particle settles down. Now we can see the solute particle here. After the clear solution formation, we can see the solute particle or not? We cannot see. Using microscope, we cannot see. So this one we cannot see. Nothing but what is the visibility of particles in true solution given? Not visible. We cannot see. See the particles present, solute particles presented. Here, with naked eye, we can see the solute particles. RBC, red blood cells, we can see. Here, these are RBC, these are WBC, like that. We can't see. So, we can't see the particles with naked eye. But using ultramicroscope, we can see the particles. So, particles are visible or not? Here, not visible. We can't see using even ultramicroscope. But there, by using ultramicroscope, we can see the particles. And these particles, sand added to water. We can see the particles. So, with naked eye only visible. We can see the particles. No need to use any microscope to see the particles there, because particle size is very large. So, very large means that is a heterogeneous mixture. We can see with naked eye and it appears like opaque solution and it is a heterogeneous mixture. We can separate by filter paper or ultra filter paper, and particles settles down under gravity. Okay. Next, diffusion. Which one diffuses fast? Suspension diffuses faster. A true solution, which is slim here now. Particle size is very, very small. True solution. So, here rate of diffusion is more rate of diffusion, and here almost no diffusion or very less rate of diffusion. Here no diffusion, less rate of diffusion, and here more rate of diffusion. And special properties of these colloidal solutions, they show Tyndall effect. What is this Tyndall effect? Next properties we are going to learn. They show Tyndall effect and also Brownian moment. So, which solutions can show Tyndall effect and Brownian moment given there is a colloidal solution? So, only this colloidal solution shows a Tyndall effect and Brownian moment, because particle size is intermediate. Here very small size, there very large size. That's why no Tyndall effect, no Brownian moment in true solution and suspension. So, the following is a correct statement with respect to true solution, colloidal solution, suspension. Anyhow, here we are learning colloids. What are the characteristics of colloids? The particle size is 1 nanometer to 100 nanometer given, that is a colloidal solution, and this colloidal solution is a heterogeneous mixture. Nothing but it is a opaque solution, turbid like it appears. And here solute and solvent. In this, generally here we are using less quantity is solute, more quantity is a solvent. In this, instead of solute and solvent, we are using dispersion phase and dispersion medium. Here we are using like dispersion phase and dispersion medium. Here we are using precipitate plus dispersion medium. For suspensions, different types of precipitates we can take. For example, aluminum salt. Aluminum salt is treated with sodium hydroxide. It gives one precipitate or not? Remember, aluminum salt is treated with sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide properties there we learned, and aluminum properties in P block also we learned, 2 times we learned, and in practical also learned. So, properties of aluminum. Aluminum salt is treated with sodium hydroxide. It gives a white precipitate aluminum hydroxide, but excess sodium hydroxide is added. It is a soluble in that excess sodium hydroxide due to the formation of a sodium meta-aluminate. So, what is the formula of sodium meta-aluminate? NaAlO2, sodium meta-aluminate. It forms again clear solution. But ferric hydroxide precipitate is formed. Any ferric salt is added, or ferrous salt also we can take. For example, ferrous salt. Ferrous salt is treated with sodium hydroxide. It gives some white precipitate, green precipitate, red precipitate, yellow precipitate. Ferrous salt. In D and F block elements also we learn the colors. So, ferrous salt gives a ferrous hydroxide, that is a green colored precipitate. But excess sodium hydroxide is added, insoluble, that light precipitate only. That precipitate settles down or not? Precipitate settles down, and upper is a sodium hydroxide solution. It appears like 2 phases, and the precipitate settles down under gravity, and we can separate that precipitate using filter paper. Nothing but that solution is a suspension. So, precipitate plus dispersion medium, anyone given, that is a suspension. Here instead of solute and solvent we are using 2 different names. That is a dispersion phase and a dispersion medium. Okay. So, the characteristics of true solution: particle size is less than 1 nanometer, and it is a clear solution, and is a homogeneous mixture, and we cannot separate solute and solvent by using filtration or ultrafiltration, and solute particles not settles down, and we cannot see the solute particles, and here rate of diffusion is very high, and this solution not shows any Tyndall effect or Brownian moment. Okay, and what are the characteristics of colloidal solution? The solute particle size is 1 nanometer to 100 nanometer, but here instead of solute and solvent we are using different names, that is a dispersion phase and a dispersion medium, and is the turbid, nothing but is the heterogeneous, and we cannot separate by using filter paper, but we can separate by using ultrafiltration, and the particles not settles down under gravity, but during centrifugation the solute particles settles down, and here these we can see using ultra microscope. Direct we can't see, but under ultra microscope we can see the solute particles, but solute particles are called dispersion phase, and this one shows a Tyndall effect and also Brownian moment. And next, what are the characteristics of suspensions? Characteristics of suspensions. Here particle size is greater than 100 nanometer, and here precipitate plus dispersion medium, that is taken as a suspension, and it is opaque, it is also heterogeneous, and using filter paper or ultra filter paper, anyone we can separate, and we can see with the naked eye, and settles down under gravity, and no Tyndall effect, no Brownian moment in suspension. These are three types of solutions. Anyhow, here what we need? A colloidal solution. Now, what is the definition for this colloidal solution? One, we can say the particle size is solute particle size is 1 nanometer to 100 nanometer. That solution is called colloidal solution. Another definition: dispersion phase is dispersed in dispersion medium gives a colloidal solution. Yes or no? Colloidal solution means a dispersion phase dispersed in a dispersion medium. One phase mixed with a medium. So dispersion phase dispersed in a dispersion medium, that gives a colloidal solution. Simply this colloidal solution is called SOL. That's why in this we should not write SOLN. SOLN means there is a solution. Okay, solution. Here just we have to write SOL. This is a SOL. SOL means that is a colloidal solution. Okay, so it's a different types of solutions. Now, what are the different types of colloidal solutions? Types of colloidal solutions. Here this chalk adsorbed on this board. It is like chemical adsorption adsorbed. Not going. If hydrogen adsorbed on palladium, what is the name? Occlusion. Salts are colloidal solutions. What are the different types of colloidal solutions? Just three types of classifications are there. Four types of classifications are there. Three major classifications. Three are very, very important. So first one is based on, just like solutions. The first classification is based on physical state of solute and solvent. How many types of solutions? Based on physical state of solute and solvent, the number of types of solutions. How many types of solutions? 10 types, 12 types, 9 types, 8 types. So how many types of solutions? Come to this. How many types of colloidal solutions based on physical state of dispersion phase and dispersion medium? Because instead of solute and solvent, here we are using dispersion phase and dispersion medium. So how many types of colloidal solutions are there? So what are the different types? Dispersion phase and dispersion medium. Dispersion phase is solid, dispersion medium is also solid. Anyone we can use as dispersion phase and dispersion medium. Dispersion phase is solid, dispersion medium also solid. This is the S in S. Question also they will give like this only. S in S means a phase here is a medium. Okay. Dispersion phase is solid, dispersion medium also solid. Solid in solid colloidal solution. This is called solid salt. So colored stones, anyone we are taking? Colored stones, gems. Gems means not what we are eating, those gems, gems, colored stones. Colored stones example for this solid salt. Solid salt means the dispersion phase is solid, dispersion medium is also solid. That is a solid colloidal solution, solid salt. Now, dispersion medium is solid, dispersion phase is liquid. This is very important one. Dispersion phase is liquid, dispersion medium is solid. That colloidal solution name is a gel. Okay, that colloidal solution name is gel. So what is the dispersion phase and dispersion medium in gels? Given answer is a dispersion phase is liquid and dispersion medium is a solid. So liquid in solid, more solid we are taking, little liquid we are adding, then it is a gel. Example for this: cheese, butter and jellies. Jam, jellies, these are examples for gels. Or hair gel, like this also we can take. Butter, cheese, jellies. Example for gels. In gels, what is the dispersion phase? Liquid, and dispersion medium is a solid. And dispersion medium solid, dispersion phase is gas. Gas in solid, then it is called solid foam. Solid foam. For this best example, pumic stone. Pumic stone. Pumic stone means a white colors, different colors also may be possible. Stone that is used to clean the foot, especially in winter season. During bath, we have to clean the foot with a pumic stone. That is a porous stone. It appears just like soap. Mostly you know this. Just appears like soap, and pores are present here. Porous white color solid, just like rock, that is used to clean the foot. That is a pumic stone. Okay. So pumic stone is example. As for foam rubber. In rubber with foam rubber means there is a sponge. Foam rubber, that is also example for gas and solid. So example for gas and solid, there is a pumic stone or foam rubber. Okay. And next one. Now here dispersion medium solid only, but dispersion phase is a solid, liquid, gas. Gas in solid, liquid in solid, solid in solid. Now I am using dispersion phase is liquid and dispersion medium is liquid. Dispersion phase is solid. Solid in liquid. What is the name of this colloidal solution? Given this colloidal solution is common. Most of the colloidal solutions are this type only. So these are commonly called salts. Original salts means there is a solid in liquid, because most of the colloidal solutions are this type only. So colloidal solutions are called salts. Especially salt means solid in liquid. So many colloidal solutions. We can use that blood. Blood is a salt. Example for salt. Otherwise starch. Solid in liquid. Starch powder is added to water. It gives a colloidal solution. There is not clear solution, no. Starch is added to water. It is not clear. There is an opaque solution. Nothing but there is also colloidal solution. So blood is a colloidal solution. It is which type of colloidal solution? Salts. Solid in a liquid. Now dispersion phase is liquid. Dispersion medium is also liquid. Liquid in liquid colloidal solution. This colloidal solution name is emulsion. All these names, question this one, option this. Otherwise question is this, options are these. What is the dispersion phase and dispersion medium? Or liquid in solid colloidal solution is called, given answer is a gel. Solid in liquid colloidal solution is called sol. Blood is example for gel or sol. Sol. Butter is example for gel or sol. Given there is a gel. Okay. And next, emulsion, milk. Or face creams. Face creams. Examples are normal body creams. They are example for emulsions. Or most of the medicines are in the form of emulsions only. So anyhow, emulsion means there is a liquid in liquid colloidal solution. If both are liquids, that is called emulsion. Most of the medicines and common example is milk. Milk is example for emulsion. And dispersion medium is liquid. Dispersion phase is gas. Then it is a gas in liquid. This gas in liquid colloidal solution is called foam. That is solid foam. This is the foam. Gas in liquid. In froth flotation process in metallurgy, you got that. Froth flotation process. The froth we are getting. That is example for froth. Example for this foam. Okay. Or whipped cream. In ice creams preparation, whipped cream we will use now. That whipped cream is also example for foam. Okay. Whipped cream or froth in froth flotation process. Anyhow, dispersion phase is gas and dispersion medium is a liquid. That colloidal solution is called foam. Now, dispersion phase is solid. Now, liquid dispersion medium completed. Dispersion medium is gas. Solid in gas. Don't read like singer. This is a solid in gas. Okay. Dispersion phase is solid. Dispersion medium is liquid. Then this solution is called, generally gas is there is a aerosol. But solid is there. That's why it is a solid aerosol. Solid aerosol. That is the dispersion phase is solid and dispersion medium is a gas. Example for this, smoke, dust, this we can take because smoke, dust particles are present in air. There is a heterogeneous. There is a solid aerosol or liquid in gas. That is thing we can read, but this one don't read like that. Liquid in gas. So dispersion phase is liquid and dispersion medium is a gas. Then it is a liquid aerosol or simply aerosol. This is the liquid aerosol or aerosol. Example for this, mist, fog. These are examples for liquid in gas. So the last type is a gas in gas. Gas in gas, always homogeneous mixture. That's why it is not a colloidal solution. That's why in solutions, how many types of solutions based on physical state of solute and solvent? Given answer, 9 types of solutions. But how many types of colloidal solutions based on physical state of solute and solvent? Given answer is 8 types of solution. Where that 9th one, which one missed here? Gas in gas. Gas in gas is always a homogeneous mixture. That's why we are not considering here. This is not in a colloidal solution. So how many types of colloidal solutions? 8 types of colloidal solutions. So in gel, what is the dispersion phase? Gel, the dispersion phase is a liquid. In solid aerosol, the dispersion medium is a gas. Gas is a dispersion medium. Mist is example for solid aerosol, liquid aerosol. Mist is example for liquid aerosol. Dust, smoke is example for solid aerosol. Milk is example for emulsion. In liquid in liquid, nothing but that is the emulsion. And in gels, the dispersion phase and dispersion medium respectively, liquid and solid. Dispersion phase is liquid and dispersion medium is a solid. Like this they will ask questions, examples or name or what is the dispersion phase and dispersion medium. This classification is the important one. So based on physical state of dispersion medium and dispersion phase, total 8 types of colloidal solutions. So next one, based on nature of dispersion medium. Based on nature of dispersion medium, types of colloidal solutions. Dispersion medium, which type of dispersion medium we are using? In solutions also, next classification this only learned. If the dispersion medium, nothing but their solvent. If solvent is water, that solution is called aqueous solution. If solvent is alcohol, that solution is called alcoholic solution. If solvent is ether, that solution is called ethereal solution. If solvent is benzene, that solution is called benzenic solution. Non-aqueous solutions. Any other than water, anyone we are using, that is called non-aqueous solution. So based on nature of solvent or based on the type of solvent, what are the different types of solutions given? Aqueous solution and a non-aqueous solution. Like that, based on nature of dispersion medium. Now the solvent means dispersion medium. What are the different types of colloidal solutions? Now the colloidal solution, in that water used as dispersion medium. Water used as dispersion medium. Now it is the aquasol. Aquasol or hydrosol. Hydrosol means the dispersion medium is a water. If dispersion medium is water, that is the aquasol or hydrosol. If dispersion medium is alcohol, that colloidal solution is the alkosol. Their alcoholic solution, here it is the alkosol. Dispersion medium is benzene, that solution is a bengisol. Bengisol. If dispersion medium is air, that colloidal solution is a aerosol. So what are the different types of colloidal solution based on nature of a dispersion medium? So based on nature of dispersion medium, types of colloidal solutions: aquasol, hydrosol, alkosol, bengisol, aerosol. In bengisol, what is the dispersion medium given? Benzene. In aerosol, the dispersion medium is this is not acer, that is the air, R. So the dispersion medium is air, and in aquasol or hydrosol, the dispersion medium is water. These are types based on nature of a dispersion medium. Okay. So next one, actually it is not very important, but anyhow, what is the dispersion medium required? And next one, again this is important one. Based on formation, what are the different types of colloidal solutions? Mode of formation. So here, macromolecular colloidal solution. Just 3 types: macromolecular, multimolecular colloidal solutions, associated or aggregated colloidal solutions. So what are the different types of colloidal solutions based on mode of formation? There is the macromolecular colloids, first based on physical state, 8 types of colloidal solutions, some complete 8 types. So gels, emulsions, aerosol, solid aerosol, liquid aerosol, or sol, like this. Okay, and foam. and based on nature of the solvent, aquasol, bengisol, alkosol, aerosol, like this. And next one, based on mode of formation, macromolecular colloidal solutions, multimolecular colloidal solutions, and associated colloidal solution. So what is this macromolecular colloidal solution? Now the given solute particle, nothing but dispersion phase, that size is in colloidal size only, nothing but 1 nanometer to 100 nanometer. If size in 1 nanometer to 100 nanometer size there, what we are taking solute particle, that particle size is 1 nanometer to 100 nanometer. That is in the range of this colloidal solution only. So direct we can mix the dispersion phase with a dispersion medium. Dispersion phase with, for example, proteins. The size is in colloidal solution particle. Direct we can mix with water. Then it is the dispersion phase plus dispersion medium. Now, if the dispersion solute particle size is in exact size, then direct mixing that gives colloidal solution. That colloidal solution is macromolecular. Macromolecular means the solute particle size is large. Required size is there. No need to do anything. Just take that solute, mix with this solvent. That gives colloidal solution. That colloidal solution is a macromolecular colloidal solution. Nothing but organic colloidal solutions are macromolecular. Nothing but multimolecular. What is this multimolecular? Inorganic colloids we are taking. There is a sulfur salt or sulfide salts or silver salt, gold salt, like this we are taking. For example, gold salt. Okay. The particle size not in that range, not in colloidal size particle. Direct it is mixed with the dispersion medium, not gives the colloidal solution. So what we should do here? First we should gather all the particles. Nothing but all these small sized particles combines, that gives a colloidal size. Nothing but gulab jamun. That is in colloidal size. That gulab jamun direct mixed with the sugar syrup. Then it gives a colloidal solution. That is in that size only. Okay. Direct mixed, then it gives macromolecular. Laddu formation, bunde particles, they are small in size. Bunde particles are small in size, not in colloidal size. We need colloidal solution. Then what we should do? All these bunde particles we should mix. Then all these combines, that changes to laddu. Now we are getting that colloidal size. So multimolecular, nothing but number of molecules gathered. Then they changes to colloidal size particle. That particle dispersed in dispersion medium. Now don't dip this laddu in the sugar syrup, not that. Just it is mixed with the dispersion medium. Okay. Now it is example for multimolecular colloidal solution. So inorganic colloidal solutions are generally multimolecular. Organic colloidal solutions are generally macromolecular. So macromolecular means that is in required size. Direct mixing we can prepare. Okay. That is macromolecular. It is not in required size, very small size. Then all this gathered, then it gives a colloidal size particle. Now that particle dispersed in dispersion medium, then it gives colloidal solution. That solution is a multimolecular colloidal solution. So what is this associated? That is required size. This is a small size gathered. Now associated colloid, associated or aggregated colloids. For this we are taking only the example is micelle. Micelles are example for associated colloids. What are these micelles? Micelle, associated colloid. In this gathered, here also gathers, but difference is the slight difference. What is that? Now, soap solution. The common soap is a sodium stearate. So, stearic acid formula, stearic acid, C17H35COOH. There H replaced by Na. Sodium stearate, C17H35. Here I am going to give three very important points, three very important. So listen carefully. C17H35COONA. This is soap. Okay. If this soap dissolve in water, it decomposes to COO minus Na plus. Na plus spectators not involved in this. Just C17H35COO minus. So this C17, it is a long chain taking like this. And here COO minus is there, that we are taking like this, tail and head. Head is this polar, COO minus, and complete carbon chain we are taking like a tails. Now, little amount of soap is added to water, it forms a clear solution, nothing but true solution. In less concentration, it gives a true solution. But concentration increased, more soap is added to that water, then all these heads and tails associate with each other, nothing but they gathers, associate with each other. Now all combines, changes to colloidal sized particle. Concentration is less, that is like true solution. In less concentration the given solution is true solution, but concentration increases, then it changes to colloidal solution. That type of colloid is called associated colloid. Associated, see here also many combined changes to colloidal size, but here true solution, colloidal solution, difference not there. Here direct small size particles are there, all particles combines, that gives colloidal size particle, then it is dispersed in dispersion medium, it gives a colloidal solution, that is multimolecular. Inorganic colloids are multimolecular colloids. Associated means less concentration, it behaves like true solution, but concentration increases, association of all these particles takes place, then it changes to colloidal size particle. Now this dispersed in dispersion medium, that gives a colloidal solution. That colloidal solution is a associated colloid. Less concentration, true solution, concentration increases, changes to colloidal solution. Now how this associated? All heads facing outside and all tails facing inside. Tails not coming properly, anyhow like this colloidal size particle is formed. Now this is called micelle. So here if you observe, all heads negatively charged, these are facing outside, all tails facing inside. These heads attracts water, so cleaning action of soap. How this soap remove the dust and grease particle on cloth. For this the best advertisement is a Vanish advertisement and Surf Excel advertisement and old Ariel advertisement. In all these we can observe on cloth the dust particles. These dust particles comes out like bubbles. That is nothing but micelle. So now first soap. So how to wash the cloths? So first take the dry cloth. Don't apply soap direct on dry cloth. What we have to do? Dip in water. Okay, in water. Then on wet cloth we have to apply the soap. In the presence of water, soap we are adding. What is that? C17H35COO Na. Now it decomposes to Na plus and CO minus. Like this negative ions are formed. That negative part is the head and remaining is the tail. So in the presence of water, all these particles gather together. Associate takes place. After association, they changes to colloidal size particle. That colloidal size particle is called micelle. And in this micelle, how they arranges? All heads attracts water, likes water. Nothing but they are hydrophilic. Heads are hydrophilic in nature. Hydrophilic means likes, loves. What it likes? Water. So it is the hydrophilic. And all tails are hates water because they are carbon chains. Hates water. They are not polar. Hates water. Nothing but like dissolves in like that land now. So hates water. So all these tails are away from that water. So inside the micelle, tails are arranged inside the micelle, heads facing outside. Attracts water means this is the hydrophilic, and these tails are hydrophobic. Phobic means hates. Okay, tails are hydrophobic. Now these micelles are from now organic compound. Any grease, dust particles are there. All these dust and grease particles arrest inside the micelle. Because these are organic parts. Polar dissolves in polar, non-polar dissolves in non-polar, like this solubility learned. So complete grease particles, dust particles are arrest inside the micelle. Direct we should not dry that. Then what we should do? We have to dip in excess amount of plenty of water. Then all these micelles along with the dust and grease particles washed out from that cloth. So like this we should wash the cloth. So what we have to do? First dip the cloth in water, then apply the soap, then micelles will form. After that again dip in excess water. This micelle like this arranges. Then complete dust and grease particles what there on cloth arrest inside the micelle. Because it is the hydrophilic, it is the hydrophobic. Hydrophilic end and hydrophobic end. So complete grease arrest inside, then washed out. Okay. This is the cleaning action of a soap. Anyhow here micelle formation. This micelle is a associated colloid. Now it is hydrophilic or hydrophobic given. That micelle having both hydrophilic and hydrophobic. Generally that is called lyophilic and lyophobic. Micelle is a lyophilic and also lyophobic. These are generally lyophilic and these are lyophobic. What is philic phobic? Next classification. Okay, so macromolecular colloids are lyophilic, multimolecular colloids are lyophobic, and associated colloids are both lyophilic and lyophobic. Nothing but hydrophilic, hydrophobic, two ends are present. This is the cleaning action. Now, at a particular concentration only, low concentration it behaves like true solution, high concentration it behaves like colloidal solution. Nothing but at a particular concentration this association micelle formation takes place. At what concentration this micelle formation takes place? That concentration is the critical micelle concentration. CMC. CMC means that is the critical micelle concentration. At a particular concentration only micelle formation takes place. That concentration is called critical micelle concentration. So for soaps it is generally 10 power minus 3 to like this taking, okay, 10 power minus 4 mole per liter. That is the critical micelle concentration. At a particular concentration only this micelle formation takes place. Now, which one has a less CMC value? Easily forms a colloidal solution. Nothing but at less concentration only micelle formation takes place. So, which is better one? Polar dispersion medium we have to take. The polarity of the dispersion medium increases, the CMC value decreases. At less concentration only association takes place. Otherwise, length of the chain increases. Here, C17H35, length of the chain increases, CMC value decreases. What are the correct statements? Length of the chain increases, CMC value decreases. Nothing but at less concentration only it changes to micelle. And polarity of the dispersion medium increases, micelle formation easy. Nothing but CMC value decreases. So, CMC value decreases with an increase in polarity of the dispersion medium. CMC value decreases with an increase in chain length of that soap or carbon chain. Okay, and anyhow CMC means a critical micelle concentration. At a particular concentration only micelle formation takes place. Okay, like this. At a particular temperature only this micelle formation takes place. That temperature is a Kraft temperature. What is Kraft temperature? What is critical temperature? Not required here. Kraft temperature. So, what is Kraft temperature? At a particular temperature, micelle formation. The temperature at which micelle will form, that temperature is a Kraft temperature. What is CMC? At a particular concentration only micelle formation takes place. That concentration is a critical micelle concentration. Okay, these are different types of colloidal solutions based on anyhow along with the cleaning action of soap also. Okay, different types of colloids based on mode of formation. Macromolecular colloids, multimolecular colloids and associated colloids. So next one is based on affinity between dispersion phase and dispersion medium. Two types of colloidal solutions. Based on affinity. Affinity means attractive forces, nothing but understanding. Understanding between dispersion medium and dispersion phase. Two types of colloidal solutions. Lyophilic colloidal solutions, lyophobic colloidal solutions. Lyo means here it is a solvent, solvent philic, nothing but it is a solvent loving colloidal solution. Lyo, solvent, phobic, hates, solvent hating colloidal solution. This one hates, not heat, that is a hater, that hates solvent. This one likes solvent. Likes a solvent means this is more stable, that is more stable. Likes a solvent, nothing but strong interactions. Here strong interactions are there, nothing but it is a more stable. And this is a less stable. Lyophilic colloidal solutions, nothing but the interactions between dispersion phase and dispersion medium are more. More interactions are there, nothing but they are more stable. And these are reversible. In physical adsorption, chemical adsorption, which is reversible, which is irreversible? Physical adsorption stable or chemical adsorption is more stable? Chemical adsorption is more stable. Which is reversible? Physical adsorption is reversible. Like that here, more stable means irreversible or reversible? But this is a reversible. What is the meaning of this one? Dispersion phase added to dispersion medium. Okay, dispersion phase added to dispersion medium. Here interactions are more. That's why easily mix with each other. By direct mixing we can prepare. No need to use any special methods. So these are prepared by direct mixing. Okay, here we have to use some special methods. By using special methods we are preparing Then once you separated, again mixing is difficult. Nothing but this is irreversible. There reversible, irreversible, here different. Here to prepare this, special methods we are using. Again to separate, once separated, again mixing is difficult. Nothing but this is reversible, irreversible, so it is reversible. Because here we are preparing by direct mixing. So where solvation is more? Solvation is more means easily mixed with a solvent. Where it is easily mixed with solvent? Lyophilic. Here solvation is more. So more solvation. This is more solvation and here less solvation. So lyophilic more solvation, lyophobic less solvation. And next coagulation, nothing but precipitation, formation of precipitate. Nothing but the given colloidal solution is unstable. If any electrolyte is added, immediately changes to precipitate. If it is unstable, after addition of electrolyte, little amount of electrolyte is added, immediately that changes to precipitate. That precipitate formation is called coagulation. Coagulation means there is a precipitate formation. Where this coagulation is easy? Where unstable, there is a coagulation easy. So in lyophobic, coagulation is easy. Coagulates easily. Here coagulation is difficult. Difficult coagulation. So here coagulation difficult means for that coagulation more electrolyte is required or less electrolyte is required? Definitely more electrolyte because coagulation is difficult. So for that coagulation it requires more electrolyte. More electrolyte is required for coagulation. Here less amount of electrolyte is sufficient for that coagulation. More amount of electrolyte required, there less amount of electrolyte is sufficient for that coagulation. Next, viscosity, where it is more, viscosity. Attraction is more, dispersion phase and dispersion medium. All comes closure. If they comes closure, viscosity increases, more viscous because both comes closure. So where viscosity is more given? Lyophilic because here attractions are more. So viscosity, these 2 points I am going to give, 2 points are, no, next point also, 3 very important points. So here viscosity more than dispersion medium, but here that much interaction is not there, viscosity no difference. So viscosity is similar to dispersion medium. Viscosity is similar to dispersion medium. Here viscosity is more than dispersion medium. Viscosity more than dispersion medium, then surface tension less because interactions are more. So surface tension is less than dispersion medium. Here surface tension also similar to dispersion medium. Surface tension is similar to dispersion medium. Here surface tension is less than, all the differences I given clearly in that notes. You should practice total differences. Again here question is a right statement and a wrong statement. These statements only carefully we have to observe. Little difficult means statements identification only. So differences. So here surface tension is less than dispersion medium. They are similar to dispersion medium. So the last one is these are more stable. Any other external stabilizer is not required. No need to add any stabilizer. Why these are more stable means here interactions are more. Because of more interaction, dispersion medium forms one protective layer around this dispersion phase particle. Because of more interaction, dispersion phase particle, solute particle we are adding. Immediately interactions are more. So complete dispersion medium comes around this. So it forms one protective layer. So due to the formation of a dispersion medium protective layer around this dispersion phase, stability is more. So here these are more stable. More stable. So what is the reason for this more stability? Protective layer formation. So dispersion phase and dispersion medium combines easily. Dispersion medium forms one protective layer around this dispersion phase. That's why these are more stability. No need to add any external stabilizer. But here charge separation is there between that medium phase charge, because most of the inorganic salts are lyophobic, organic salts are lyophilic. So they charge separation. Because of charge separation, the stability is less. That's why we have to add any external stabilizer for that. For example, gold salt we are preparing. Gold and water mixed, not gives gold salt, not colloidal solution. Definitely we should add some special methods. Using special methods we have to prepare, and to that we should add a stabilizer also. Okay, external stabilizer is required. So which one used as stabilizer? Lyophilic salt is used as a So charge separation is there. Because of charge separation, there is a less stable. To maintain the stability, lyophilic salt is used as stabilizer for lyophobic salts. Lyophilic salts are used as stabilizers for lyophobic salts. So these are differences between lyophilic and lyophobic. So which are more stable, which are less stable, and where we are adding stabilizer, and where surface tension is similar, surface tension is equal and less or more, and viscosity less or more or similar, where coagulation is easy, where coagulation is difficult. Nothing but differences between lyophilic and lyophobic colloidal solutions. So types of colloids completed. So what are the different types of colloidal solutions? Based on physical state, based on nature of dispersion medium, based on mode of formation, and based on affinity between dispersion phase and dispersion medium. Okay, lyophilic and lyophobic, these differences are very, very important. So next class we are going to learn how to prepare this, what are the different methods used for the preparation of colloidal solutions, and how to purify the colloidal solutions, preparations and purification methods. Okay, but in practice sheet some questions related to preparation also added. Those questions you leave, tomorrow you can practice. Today you complete the remaining questions related to this classification of colloidal solutions. Okay, so this is about classification. So next class proper preparations and purification methods. Until then, take care.